1st Army family. On behalf of General James and the command team, I say, hey, I'm here today to bring some light to a darker time in our history. The cloud of COVID-19 hangs over the world right now. It's threatening to darken the skies above us, invade the air around us, and infiltrate the ground below us. Normally, people will flee for cover, freeze in place, or fight the threat. Our 1st Army family is a bit different than the norm. We are people, a team of people, who lead spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically strong lives. One of the hallmark pieces of our 1st Army family is this connection. Your 1st Army Chaplain section strives to assist in balancing out the aspects of fitness of which General James speaks. We want all of our family to be strong spiritually, to have the kind of fitness that others long to have. To that end, your Chaplain section, Sergeant Major Lovelace, Chaplains Livingston, Steenberg, Honkin, and Willer, Sergeants Smith and Bowler, and myself are developing some virtual programs to assist in keeping our 1st Army family and your homebound family together. Wouldn't it be great to be able to grow together as a family during this time? Wouldn't it be wonderful to see a tighter 1st Army family and a more intimate homebound family at the end of the COVID-19 experience? Wouldn't you be excited to see your relationship with your spouse, loved one, child or children, extended family become closer, more tightly knit? We believe that when we begin something like this with the end in mind, it can happen. At the end of the COVID-19 experience, I fully expect to see the 1st Army family tightly knit together, even more than it is now. And our own personal families, more intimate because we poured into each other. My scripture says that we should, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bear with one another in love. This can be difficult at times. Many of our 1st Army family are teleworking, and they're spending a lot more time with immediate family members, more than we're accustomed to. The requirement to work from home for hours and hours on end, ignore the children clamoring for attention, dismiss the spouse who wonders why you're not spending quality time since you're at home. And so many more items just spring up. You know, guilt can plague the teleworker who hears the complaints of children and spouse. Regret, anger, frustration, and other negative emotions or thoughts flare up. However, listen to this. With all humility, gentleness, patience, bear with one another in love. Remember, for those who have family at home, you love them, and they love you. I also remember that I can't do all things by myself. I can do them through the one who gives me strength. For those of you who do not know, I had knee surgeries in December and January. Decades of Army life, sports, and just life took its toll on my body. I did the left knee in December, and then in January I did the right knee. And then 1 week after the right knee was done, I took a head-first fall down 12 steps and severed the tendons below my knees, both of them. I have been no weight bearing, no walking, no driving, and my wife and I have been practicing social distancing since January 29th, so if you need help, we're good at it now. The possibility existed for me to literally dive into self-pity, sadness, despair. However, that's not who God made me to be. God made me to remember who I am in Him. My spiritual fitness does not rely on how I feel or what I think of an issue. I am fit because He makes me fit. My knees may wobble like a toddler learning to walk, and I gotta tell you, they do right now. I may have been laid up, legs straight out in a wheelchair, and totally dependent on my wife for everything, and I was. I may have wanted to cry, woe is me, yet I did not. You see, I consider it pure joy when I face trials because I know that the testing of my faith produces endurance. Zig Ziglar says this, success is the maximum utilization of the abilities God gave you. We have the opportunity today to succeed in the telework COVID-19 experience. We have the opportunity to build our immediate family and our 1st Army family into an even tighter team. I expect the best, prepare for the worst, and maximize what is to come, just like Zig Ziglar said. Will you join me in expecting the best while ensuring we're prepared? Will you join me in maximizing the time we have to benefit spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical growth? Will you walk with me, although I walk like a toddler these days, to a more fit team of Army professionals who at the end of the day ensure our force is ready? I think you will, my family. You see, we're Task Force D. We are first indeed. We are a family. And may God bless you and keep you. May He make His face to shine upon you. And may God hold you daily in His hands and care for you, even as you care for others.